Captain's log. No wait, wrong genre. Research log. Whatever. This is Commander Blorp reporting, and I need a drink. The static crackled as I adjusted my recording device, my 3 eye stalks twitching with residual trauma from what I'd just witnessed. My gelatinous form quivered slightly as I continued. The human surveillance project started normally enough. Monitor their information networks, analyze their behavior patterns, standard protocol stuff. But then, oh sweet nebulas, then we found TikTok. Sound of liquid sloshing, presumably Commander Blorp taking a fortifying drink. At first we thought it was some form of mass hysteria. Humans, predominantly young specimens but occasionally fully matured adults, performing increasingly bizarre rituals for something called likes and followers. The working theory was mind control, possibly by their artificial intelligence systems. We were wrong. So very, very wrong. Let me paint you a picture of my first encounter with this phenomenon. My research assistant, Lieutenant Squish, burst into my quarters at 0300 hours. All 7 of his tentacles flailing in distress. He'd discovered a trend called the hot chip challenge we watched in horror as humans voluntarily consumed capsaicin levels that would be classified as chemical weapons in 17 star systems. But it wasn't just the spicy food challenges. No, that was just the tip of the thermal reactor. We observed humans partaking in something called the floor is lava, where they suddenly acted as if the ground had turned into molten rock. In public spaces, the sheer chaos, the property damage, the complete disregard for dignity, sound of another drink being taken. The most baffling part? They film themselves doing these things, voluntarily. Then they share the recordings, and others see these recordings and think, yes, I too should do this clearly painful, dangerous, embarrassing thing. It's like a voluntary mass psychosis. When we brought this to the attention of senior researcher Linda Parker at the Earth Observation Station, she just laughed, said something about wait until you see what they did with Tide Pods before walking away, shaking her head. I've seen species do strange things for mating rituals. I've documented bizarre courtship displays. But this is something else entirely. These humans aren't even trying to mate, they're just doing it for clout. End initial report. A pending request for hazard pay and psychological counseling. Also requesting clarification on whether humans are actually insane or if we're all hallucinating this somehow. Commander Blorp, signing off. Computer, please schedule an appointment with the mental health department and order more of that Centaurian brandy. The strong stuff. Sound of gelatinous form slumping onto desk. Computer, begin recording. Day 47 of the TikTok investigation. Background noise of multiple screens displaying viral videos. Our research team has been working around the clock, analyzing what humans call viral challenges. The term viral initially caused panic among our biological warfare division until we clarified it meant widely shared rather than an actual pathogen. Although frankly, the behavioral patterns we're observing spread faster than any virus I've studied. Sound of tentacles tapping on holographic keyboard. Research assistant Kevin from the Human Behavioral Analysis Department quit yesterday. Lost it completely after watching 6 straight hours of something called Corn Kid remixes. Started speaking exclusively in corn puns. We had to sedate him. The Galactic Council finally sent us first contact specialist Marina Chen. She walked into our facility, took one look at our research wall covered in screenshots of various challenges, and burst out laughing. Not exactly the professional response we were hoping for. MS. Chen, would you care to explain to the record why you find potential mass human insanity amusing? New voice enters the recording. Marina Chen, sounding highly entertained. Commander Blorp, with all due respect, you're overthinking this. Humans have always done ridiculous things for entertainment. Before TikTok, we had YouTube challenges. Before that, we had Jackass. Before that, we had people swallowing goldfish in the 1940s. But the scale of it, the sheer numbers. Our data shows millions participating in these social media trends, Commander. And yes, we're aware they're ridiculous. That's kind of the point. Sound of gelatinous movement, presumably Commander Blorp gesturing in frustration. Yesterday we documented humans participating in the invisible box challenge. They pretended to step over non-existent boxes, in public, with no shame, the day before that. It was something called devious licks, where young humans were stealing items from their education facilities. And don't even get me started on this busset challenge. Oh God, you found that one. Maybe we should take a break. No breaks. We must understand. Look at this data chart. We've categorized the challenges into subgroups: potentially lethal, definitely painful, socially catastrophic, and, well, we had to create a new category called Why Though? Sound of papers shuffling. MS. Chen, please explain this dry scoop challenge. Our medical team is having conniptions. Yeah, that wasn't our finest moment as a species. And this skull-breaker challenge? The name alone. We really should have thought that one through better. The most perplexing aspect is the evolution of these trends. They start somewhat logically like the ice bucket challenge for charity, then somehow mutate into people throwing cheese slices at their offspring or eating spoonfuls of ground cinnamon. Commander, I think you need to understand something about human nature. Just yesterday, research analyst Blob witnessed a human trying to open a bottle with their elbow while dancing on a moving treadmill. Blob hasn't stopped trembling since. Sound of Marina Chen trying not to laugh. Look, Commander Blorp, humans do these things because we're bored, and because it's fun, and sometimes because we're just really curious what would happen. Sound of multiple gelatinous forms quivering in horror. Fun? Fun? Your species risks cranial trauma for fun. Have you seen our extreme sports? Sound of something falling over, possibly Commander Blorp fainting. Computer, pause recording. Also, someone might want to help the commander up, and maybe don't show him the parkour videos just yet. I don't think he's ready. End log. Note to self, maybe ease them into human entertainment concepts. Start with something simpler, though maybe not the hot ones show. Commander Blorp might not survive that revelation. Computer, begin emergency log. Authorization code, oh no, oh no, oh no. Sounds of chaos, alarms blaring, sprinklers going off. This is Commander Blorp reporting live from what can only be described as a complete disaster, against all recommendations and explicit warnings. Ambassador Rex 4 from the Regellian Empire decided to participate in what humans call a spice challenge during the annual Earth Galactic Relations dinner. Sounds of screaming in multiple alien languages. The sequence of events, for the record, went as follows. Ambassador Rex 4, after watching approximately 47 TikTok videos of humans consuming ghost peppers, declared, and I quote, "If their fragile carbon-based forms can handle this, my superior Regellian biology will have no issue." He then proceeded to ignore first contact specialist Chen's frantic attempts to explain the concept of showing off for the camera versus actual enjoyment. Sound of emergency medical hovercrafts approaching. The ambassador, in front of 17 galactic diplomats and the entire Human Relations Committee, popped an entire ghost pepper into his primary feeding orifice. The results were explosive. Literally. Did you know Regellians can breathe fire when their capsaicin receptors are overloaded? Because we certainly didn't. The resulting chaos included, but was not limited to, 3 melted chandeliers, 1 singed diplomatic treaty, 17 panicked ambassadors, 4 emergency sprinkler systems activated, 1 traumatized human waiter who keeps muttering "not again." Not after the wasabi incident. Sound of someone running past screaming, "My tentacles are on fire." MS. Chen is currently trying to explain to the Galactic Security Council that this was not, in fact, an attempted assassination. Meanwhile, Ambassador Rex 4 is, well, distant. Sound of Rex 4 by the 7 moons it burns. Why do humans do this for fun? Is this some form of ritual torture? Somebody milk. I need milk. Update: we've just learned that the ambassador is lactose intolerant. The situation has somehow managed to get worse. Sound of more chaos. The human delegation, for their part, seems to be trying very hard not to laugh. They're failing, but they're trying. Ambassador Sarah Rodriguez just handed me her phone, showing TikTok compilations of other ghost pepper challenge fails. I'm not sure if this is meant to be comforting or concerning. Emergency medical team report: Ambassador Rex 4's secondary stomach has initiated emergency purge protocols. The cleanup crew is requesting hazard pay and therapy, mostly therapy. Sound of something exploding in the background. Correction, Ambassador Rex 4's third stomach has now also. Oh my. I didn't know Regelian biology could do that. Computer, attach addendum formal request to classify all Earth peppers as biological weapons. Also requesting immediate budget approval for building repairs, diplomatic compensation, industrial strength antacids, memory wiping services for all witnesses. Sound of Marina Chen in the background. Has anyone seen my phone? I need to capture this for for diplomatic records. Final note, the humans are now discussing something called the Carolina Reaper request immediate quarantine of all Earth pepper species. I repeat, immediate quarantine. This is Commander Blorp, signing off to help Ambassador Rex 4, who is now stuck to the ceiling somehow. Computer, end recording. And someone please shut off that TikTok video of humans eating ghost peppers that's still playing in the background. Haven't we suffered enough? Final sound of Ambassador Rex 4 from distance. Is this what humans call content? Why? YAE. Sound of military officers settling into seats. Ladies, gentlemen, and beings of non-binary designations, what you're about to see will change everything we know about human psychological warfare capabilities. Computer, begin recording. Sound of Commander Thompson clearing his throat. After the now infamous Ghost Pepper incident, the Galactic Defense Force High Command ordered a complete analysis of human TikTok challenges. Our findings are disturbing. Admiral Zix, please dim the lights. Sound of holoprojector humming to life. Exhibit a human pain tolerance. This footage shows a human participating in something called the Ice Bucket Challenge. Note how they're laughing while their nervous system is experiencing near freezing temperatures. General Kraz, your tentacles seem distressed. But that's nothing. Exhibit B, the Hot Chip Challenge, which we now know can incapacitate a Regelian ambassador. Humans do this for fun. Some do it multiple times. Our xenobiologists are still trying to understand how their species survived this level of, let's call it, enthusiastic self-destruction. Murmurs of concern from the audience. Now, the real kicker. Psychological resilience. Humans will repeatedly attempt dangerous stunts despite multiple failures, injuries, and public humiliation. We've termed this phenomenon weaponized stupidity. Sound of someone fainting in the back row. Take the milk crate challenge. Our analysis shows a 98.7% failure rate, often resulting in what humans call epic fails, yet they kept doing it. Over and over. Our combat psychologists are baffled. Admiral Blurp, please stop hiding under your chair. This next part is crucial. Sound of holographic display changing. We've identified several categories of what we're calling psychological warfare by social media. Pain endurance rituals ranging from eating spicy foods to voluntary electrocution with shock collars. Balanced defiance protocols including the aforementioned milk crates and something called plank challenge. Social destruction ceremonies where humans deliberately embarrass themselves in public locations. Reality denial events such as pretending to sit in invisible chairs or walking against the wind. Sound of concerned military chatter. But here's what really concerns our strategic command. These challenges? They're contagious. One human does something monumentally unwise and millions more follow. It's like a mimetic virus that bypasses all logical defense systems. Urgent whisper from an aide. I've just been informed that while we've been having this briefing, 3 junior officers tried to recreate something called the Cinnamon Challenge in the break room. Medical team is en route. This brings me to our most alarming discovery. Humans have somehow weaponized boredom. Yes, you heard that correctly. When humans get bored, they don't just engage in normal recreational activities. Commander Blorp, are you available to share your findings from the Tide Pod incident? Sound of gelatinous movement as Commander Blorp oozes to the podium. I can't. The memories are too fresh. The colors, the forbidden snacks, the laundry detergent. Thank you, Commander. Please return to your therapy session. Sound of Thompson resuming. In conclusion, we must consider the possibility that what we're witnessing isn't just social media. It's the most sophisticated psychological warfare program ever developed. Think about it, what better way to demoralize your enemies than to show them your species voluntarily does these things? Questions? Yes, General Squish, but why? That's the terrifying part, General. For the likes, always for the likes. Sound of multiple aliens stress molting. Therefore, I recommend immediate classification of TikTok as a Category 1 psychological weapon. We must also begin research into human immunity to common sense, as it clearly operates differently from all known species. This concludes my presentation. The emergency counselors are waiting outside for anyone who needs them. And please, for the love of all that's sacred, do not attempt to recreate any of these challenges. I'm looking at you, Cadet Larry. Sound of Cadet quietly putting away milk crates. Meeting adjourned. Computer, end recording. And someone please check on Admiral Zex. I don't think there's supposed to be that color dot sound of Senate chamber gavel banging. The emergency session of the Galactic Senate will now commence. Today's topic, the alarming human practice known as the Milk Crate Challenge. Computer, begin official record. Supreme Chancellor Bubbles speaking through Universal Translator. Fellow senators, what you are about to witness may disturb you. Roll the footage. Sounds of collective gasping as video plays. Yes, you are seeing this correctly. Humans, voluntarily climbing unstable pyramids made of plastic storage containers for internet fame. Senator Wiggles interrupting, surely this is some form of ritual combat? A test of worthiness. First contact specialist Marina Chen, no, Senator. They just thought it would be cool. Sound of multiple senators fainting. Dr. Bob Roberts, head of xenological statistics, our analysis shows that out of 10,000 recorded attempts, 9,987 resulted in what humans call catastrophic wipeouts. 12 participants completed the challenge. One participant somehow did a backflip at the end. 100% of observers recorded everything on their phones instead of helping. Sound of furious note-taking. Senators lorp But, what about their exoskeletons? Marina Chen, humans don't have exoskeletons, Senator. Sound of more fainting. Chancellor Bubbles, the statistical survival rate is not the most concerning part. Dr. Roberts, please share your findings about the radiation. Dr. Roberts, there is no radiation, Chancellor. They're doing this completely sober. Sound of entire Senate chamber erupting in chaos. Ambassador Flex from the Bone having alliance as a representative of species with internal support structures. I am deeply concerned. Do humans not value their calcium-based frameworks? Marina Chen, oh, they value them. They just value TikTok fame more sometimes. Sound of medical droids rushing to assist more fainting senators. Security Chief Ana Rodriguez, if I may add something? We've discovered humans setting up milk crate courses in increasingly bizarre locations. Behind hospitals. In parking lots. One group tried it over a kiddie pool, as if 3 inches of water would help. Chancellor Bubbles, and what do human medical professionals say about this? Marina Chen, mostly just deep sighs and muttering, not again. Sound of emergency buzzer. Aid urgent update, 3 junior senators just attempted the challenge in the Senate parking lot using anti-gravity crates. Chancellor Bubbles by the Great Nebula. How many casualties? Aid 6 broken tentacles, 2 deflated ego sacs, and 1 very confused maintenance bot trying to understand why distinguished senators are climbing milk storage units. Sound of Chancellor Bubbles stress bubbling. This brings us to our main debate: should humans be reclassified as a danger to themselves, B, a danger to others, C, a danger to the concept of danger itself? Senator Wiggles, I move to classify them as chaotically immortal given their survival rates. Dr. Roberts, our research suggests they're not immortal, just remarkably bouncy. Marina Chen, and surprisingly good at health insurance fraud. Chancellor Bubbles, final question before we vote. MS Chen, is there any way to prevent humans from attempting this challenge? Marina Chen, well, we tried warning labels. Dramatic pause. They just use the warning labels as scoring systems. Sound of entire Senate collectively groaning. Chancellor Bubbles, very well. The Senate hereby classifies the Milk Crate Challenge as a Class 5 reality distortion event. Meeting adjourned. And someone please help the junior senators in the parking lot. But first, make sure no one's recording it for their spacebook, the computer, end record. And delete all footage of the challenge from the Senate archives before anyone gets more ideas. Sound of heavy security doors sealing. I, Commander Xavier, this emergency session of the Galactic Security Council is now in session. Today's agenda: final classification of Earth's TikTok challenges following the Tide Pod incident. Sound of nervous tentacle tapping. Security Chief Ana Rodriguez. Let's start with the footage that broke our last psychology team. Video begins playing. Council member Bleep, turn it off. Why are they eating cleaning products? Why? Security Chief Rodriguez, that's just the beginning. Watch what happened when we tried putting warning labels on the pods. More footage plays. Council member Squish, they made the warnings into a challenge? The more dangerous we said it was, the more they wanted to do it. High Commander Xavier, precisely. This defies all known laws of self-preservation. Dr. Luna Park, your analysis. Dr. Park, after studying thousands of these challenges, we've concluded that human behavior operates on what we're calling inverse logic. The more dangerous or stupid something is, the more likely they are to attempt it while shouting YOLO. Sound of concerned murmuring. Council member Zap, what does YOLO mean? Dr. Park, you only live once. Though given their behavior, we're not entirely sure they understand either the only or the once part. Emergency lights suddenly flash. Aid urgent. 3 council members just discovered something called the Hot Pepper Eye Rub Challenge. High Commander Xavier medical team to the East Wing. And someone confiscate their phones. Chaos ensues briefly. Security Chief Rodriguez, this brings us to our final classification decision. The evidence is clear. These challenges spread faster than any known viral weapon, bypass all logical defenses, and cause mass behavioral changes in exposed populations. Dr. Park, don't forget the Rick rolling the psychological impact of that alone. High Commander Xavier, the motion on the floor is to officially classify TikTok challenges as a form of psychological warfare. All in favor. Sound of unanimous agreement, plus 1 muffled vote from the medical bay. Motion carried. From this moment forward, all TikTok challenges are classified as Class X psychological warfare techniques. Authorization code humans be crazy. Council member Bleep, but what about containment? Security Chief Rodriguez, that's the terrifying part. We can't contain it. They keep making new ones. Yesterday I saw something called the High Commander Xavier Don T say it. You know they can sense when we're talking about challenges. Sound of someone whispering Skullbreaker challenge. Multiple alarms blaring. Dr. Park, too late. We've got reports of council members attempting it in the anti-gravity chamber. High Commander Xavier, seal all exits. Initiate emergency protocol common sense. And somebody please turn off that dancing cat video in the corner. Sound of chaos and someone yelling, but it has 5 million likes. Computer, end recording. And initiate galaxy-wide warning. All species are hereby advised to approach human social media with extreme caution. Side effects may include loss of dignity, questionable decision-making, and an inexplicable desire to eat spicy things while crying. Computer. Begin final recording. Sound of exhausted, gelatinous slouching. This is Commander Blorp with the final report on Earth's TikTok phenomenon. Following yesterday's classification of human social media challenges as psychological warfare, the following regulations have been implemented across the galaxy. Warning label for all alien species. Danger exposure to human social media may cause spontaneous attempts at dangerous activities, uncontrollable urge to dance in public, belief that eating extremely spicy food is a personality trait, mysterious desire to stack things that shouldn't be stacked, sudden conviction that you can parkour, inexplicable need to document everything, sound of sipping something strong. Personal note: after 3 months of studying human TikTok challenges, I've learned several universal truths. Just because a human says watch this doesn't mean you should watch it. The phrase "it's going to be epic" is usually followed by an insurance claim. Any human sentence that starts with "hold my beer" should trigger immediate evacuation protocols. Distant sound of chaos. Update: the Galactic Council has just passed emergency legislation requiring all alien species to sign a waiver before viewing human social media. The waiver includes the phrase "one acknowledge that humans do these things voluntarily and are not, in fact, being mind-controlled by their phones." Sound of emergency sirens. Final update: we've just discovered something called YouTube Shorts, beginning emergency evacuation of the entire research department. If anyone needs me, I'll be in a hibernation pod until this whole short-form video content thing blows over. Computer. Attach final note to any future researchers studying human behavior. Save yourselves. Just. Save yourselves. This is Commander Blorp, signing off forever. Computer, end recording, and delete my TikTok account. The galaxy isn't ready for my dance moves. Final sound of gelatinous form sliding away, humming something that sounds suspiciously like a viral TikTok song. End of official report. Warning: this document is property of the Galactic Council. Do not attempt any challenges described within. We mean it. Seriously. Stop looking at those milk crates like that.